Today I'm going to be reacting to this video by Wall Street Journal, Amateur Challenges Chess Grandmaster Magnus Carlsen.
The final challenge is to defeat world champion Magnus Carlsen at a game.
We haven't even gone past 10 seconds and it's already getting nuts. Does he really think he can actually beat Magnus Carlsen? Like, does this guy know nothing about chess?
Of chess. All right, so who am I? I'm Max Deutsch. I'm 24 years old. I live in San Francisco.
Of course it's from San Francisco. Those guys are so arrogant.
And I would consider myself an extreme learner.
Extreme learner? Yeah, probably, but he thinks he can beat Magnus Carlsen in 30 days, so that's the only sign you need. Max is the brains and body behind Month to Master, in which he masters a new skill every month. So he's trying to master chess and try and beat Magnus Carlsen studying for a month? How overconfident is this guy, bro?
As humans, I think we always want a new challenge or to feel personal growth or experience new things. And I think learning is one of the ways to do that.
Memorize a deck of cards. That's cool.
In many ways, learning a new skill, the feeling you get is often akin to traveling, where you're in a new environment or you're experiencing new stimuli. And I think everyone can relate to that feeling of being in a new place and traveling. And for me, and I think for many people,
are they really comparing land a standing backflip to beating Magnus Carlsen? I mean, did he really think these two were equal? Because they're not. Because chess is something that cannot really be mastered in 30 days. Like, it's not, like, achievable, like, if you know what I mean. Magnus Carlsen's level is incomprehensible. Doing a backflip or solving a Rubik's Cube under 20 seconds is comprehensible because it's, like, not that rare. But, I don't know. I feel like he might be thinking chess is a bit too easy.
people learning something new can also trigger those same kinds of...
Now, that's pretty crazy. Like, 40 pull-ups is pretty crazy, but it's still nowhere near, like, at beating Magnus Carlsen while studying for a month. And this guy did that in a month, which is pretty impressive, but you can't compare 40 pull-ups to beating Magnus Carlsen.
Experiences.
Be sprinkling the fairy dust, causing mass hysteria.
The final challenge is to defeat world champion Magnus Carlsen at a game of chess.
I don't know if he realizes how absurd those words are. Like, he should probably hear himself talking in this video. Like, after he actually learns something about chess and achieves an ELO of, like, 400. He should just go back and watch this video and realize how stupid he sounds right now.
Chess. Could I reimagine or create a completely different way of thinking about chess, where that I could play a competitive game in only a month's time?
Sounds interesting, but I feel like you gotta have some background chess knowledge, and this guy thinking he can beat Magnus Carlsen in 30 days, yeah, I don't think he has any background chess knowledge. So I really think he just stick to standard stuff, like develop your pieces, learn the opening, middle game, learn how to not hang your pieces. I don't know what this reenaction is gonna be.
I am Magnus Carlsen from Norway. I am 26 years old and I'm currently ranked #1 in the world in chess. I have agreed to this challenge because I'm genuinely curious to what he's able to
He definitely got paid. He knows he's not gonna lose to this guy. He's like maybe 5% curious and 95% because he's getting paid. I'm sure Magnus Carlsen would not spend his time playing somebody who's absolutely trash at chess rather than doing something productive. I don't think he'd waste his time like that. I think he just got paid.
To do in a month.
Do you think you'll beat him?
No, but I've been surprised before.
I first sat down.
Magnus definitely has been surprised. There's actually this other amateur who actually beat Magnus Carlsen, but that was at a bar. And here, there's no distractions. So if this guy even gets close to beating Magnus Carlsen, that'd be crazy.
down to try to figure out how I could possibly play a competitive game against Magnus with only a month of training. And I very quickly realized that I just couldn't climb that chess skill ladder fast enough in a month. And so if I wasn't going to learn chess like a human...
You realize that now? He should have realized it before starting the challenge. So if he can't climb the rating ladder, how does he think he's going to beat Magnus Carlsen?
The other option I had was to learn chess like a computer.
Like a computer. What does that mean? That's interesting.
The idea is that could I build an algorithm in my computer that looks at any given chess position, and without having to go any further, any deeper, could say whether that's a favorable position or not.
That's what Stockfish does. That's free. Why does he want to create an entirely new algorithm and waste his time? Stockfish is there for you, bro. Maybe I'm not understanding this, but that's what I think he's saying, right? You just use Stockfish it decides whether it's favorable or unfavorable in less than like 30 seconds. So he just memorizes positions, construct an algorithm using data from thousands of documented chess matches. I mean, look, the guy's got good coding skills, but not chess skills. Yeah, so he has to memorize all the favorable, unfavorable moves that his algorithm suggested, which is absolutely crazy because I don't know if his brain can handle that, but I don't think his brain can handle that, but he won't memorize that. And did they really show this picture? Like, who is winning? It's obviously white. They got a queen, a bishop, and a rook. It doesn't take an engine to figure that out. What? This is weird. This knight's trapped, so you just have to move the king and then take this knight, and... What? Okay, this is a bit sus.
I would ultimately turn my brain into a very slow and slightly less sophisticated chess computer.
You think? Of course your brain's going to be really slow. You can't memorize these type of chess positions, much less turn yourself into a human computer. I think by human computer, he means I'm going to turn myself into a 400 ELO genius.
One thing that I did not anticipate was how long it would take my computer to come up with this algorithm. And so as we're speaking right now, my computer is still chugging away. So right now, as I'm sitting here, I have nothing memorized. I think the game starts in the next 3 hours. So
3 hours? What was he doing this entire month? Was he just spending his time memorizing positions? Because that's not how you study chess. He's trying to create a different way of thinking about chess, but studying positions is not the way to go. There's simply too many positions, because there are more positions in chess than, or I think it's something like this, than atoms in the universe, and no human brain can do that. You're making it harder for yourself. You're making it way harder for yourself, man. And even if he tried to memorize this, he would probably get maximum like 1500 ELO, and there are people like me who do none of that and still get up higher than that. Okay. But, 3 hours is cutting it close.
Cutting it really close.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Only Magnus has gotten to the level that Magnus plays, but most people spend years of their life getting to a very high level in this game.
Wait, so if people spend so many years getting to a high level, how does he think he can do it in 30 days? Because if his chess computer that hasn't even finished processing and there's 3 hours till the game, I don't know if this man knows what's coming out of his mouth right now.
I've seen Magnus play on the internet, but never in person. So I'm excited to experience the first in-person game from the other side of the board.
Magnus looks absolutely bored here. Like, I think he's thinking about what to eat for dinner. I mean, he's absolutely bored. He's probably thinking of his game from 1991 that he played against a random person in a random bar in the Soviet Union. Just so you know, Magnus was not thinking there. They paid him to pause and wait because obviously they can't make it seem like this amateur is any less than 100 elo, so they have to make Magnus look like he's thinking, when in reality, he's not thinking about e4, the first opening move of any single game. Don't worry. Okay, so they got a Rui Lopez, and I think Magnus' just moved his knight, so he's going for the Berlin defense. Never mind, he moved his knight to d7. I have no idea what that's called, but I'm assuming it's opening. Notice how Magnus instantly makes that move, while meanwhile his opponent is just thinking for so long. And Magnus will still manage to play with 99% accuracy. 22 minutes and 21 seconds. That should be a minor victory, I guess. I mean, you lasted against Magnus for longer than 10 minutes. Phrasing could have been better. Checkmate. They did not have to add that Magnus won because everybody knows that Magnus won. But I guess.
Fortunately, I ran out of time. The chess algorithm is still...
What does he mean by ran out of time? His clock didn't go because it was checkmate. Does he mean that his algorithm ran out of time?
processing coming together. And as a result, I completely abandoned that approach for today.
That's why, instead of spending 30 days creating an algorithm, even longer than 30 days, I'm sure this algorithm would not even be created ever. I don't think this algorithm would ever come to a finish because of simply how stupid the idea is. I mean, of course it's going to take a position and determine which is unfavorable and favorable. All you do is download Stockfish like 15 or whatever, bro. It's not that hard. But, yeah. That's why you should just spend your time studying chess in a reasonable way where you can actually make progress instead of spending time doing this stuff. Like, this is to test your coding skills, but not your chess skills.
And just played a normal game of chess. The first 5 moves.
No, I mean the first 10 moves were very good.
Keeping him a little bit nervous for at least 8 moves was a minor.
Does he really think he got 8 moves to get Magnus nervous? He wasn't nervous forever. Why would Magnus be scared of a mainline Rui Lopez? I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't think Magnus is that bad. I mean, nervous of a mainline Rui Lopez? He was blitzing out moves in a second. I don't think he was really nervous. I don't know. He seems a bit overconfident.
Victory. And then after move 12, my pieces were just dancing around. You were very serious. I moved my knight here, and you twitched a little bit, like you realized that it was going to be
Magnus just doesn't understand what this guy is saying right now, because a twitch, it's probably an involuntary action. I don't think he was really like, oh, I'm so serious about this game. He blitzes out his moves in 1 second. He's not serious about the game. He's thinking of, again, what I said. He's thinking of that game in a bar in Soviet Union at 1991. He's not thinking of your game, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though this final challenge, I didn't quite...
Magnus was on the verge of laughing. I'm sure that scene took millions of tries to get Magnus to keep a straight face. And even there, he smiled a bit because he knows how stupid that is. They cut it off right there because Magnus couldn't hold his laughter anymore, I'm sure.
Succeed in the way that I was hoping. It was one of the most interesting experiences of all the 12 challenges, so...
I mean, it's the only challenge you failed because it's the most unreasonable challenge you've ever had.
I'm definitely glad I had it.
No, I'm really curious as to how your algorithm is going to work out. But,
If it works...
Magnus is not curious at all. He's getting paid to say this. He's reading from a script, and I have respect for Magnus. I don't really care if he's reading from a script, but you can't defame Magnus like this.
You up for another game?
yeah, sure.
That was a very interesting video, and I can definitely see where the negative comments come from. If you want me to make another video on this, for example, like analyzing the game, then you should probably hit the subscribe button and make sure you leave a comment.